Hello YouTube, it's the Utopian Buddha. I'm on a YouTube bender, guys. I'm just making video after video and I'm enjoying it, man. This is self-expression at its finest. I'm getting like 2 views on each video, but I don't really care. I'm enjoying it. Um, so today I'm gonna do a little long form video and I'm going to be reading poetry from my book, The Fool and the Sage, and just commenting on the poetry. So I think we'll start with a really heavy one, if I can find it. Here it is. God is everywhere, thus he is omnipresent. God is every being, thus he is omniscient. But is God omnipotent? Hitler, Stalin, Mao, each murdered millions of beings. Where was God then? The unheard cries of the innocent, the unanswered prayers of the suffering. Pure awareness can do nothing but look on. What can God do but suffer with us and as us? So this is definitely a commentary on, traditionally or a lot of non-duality wisdom in the YouTube space today. It tends to focus on, tends to be slightly escapist, tends not to engage with the very real historical realities of life. So this poem really gets to this idea, right? Like, if God is all good, all knowing, and all powerful, why is there evil in this world? Well, my philosophy kind of knocks the all powerful peg, leg out from under the tripod, right? I don't believe that God is all powerful. Duality, or the opposites of reality, suffering, joy, are a necessary consequence of the manifestation of non-duality. So God, being all reality, is, suffering with the children and the orphans and the widows. God, it is the suffering people. And in a darker and more relative sense, God is also the perpetrators of that suffering, right? But the true empathy, the highest form of God, is in the oppressed, the people who are being oppressed. So the dark side of God, I guess you could say, which isn't the highest form of God. The highest form of God is pure light, pure goodness. But the lowest form of God is, the dark side. But that's not God. That's just a necessary consequence of the manifestation of God into the material world. So that's one. And here's another philosophy that I have. So this is just a simple poem. Think for yourself. You are no fool, no leader, no follower. Sages are merely friends on the path to eternity. So that's just this basic idea that, let me just make sure this is recording. It's just this basic idea of like, hey man, think for yourself. I'm not trying to lead anyone here. I'm trying to help you see reality for yourself and lead yourself and form your own ideas and thoughts, while recognizing that ideas and thoughts are merely limiting forms of abstraction, and they're not, they're like boxes, right? And you can't really fit reality into a box. So there's that one. Let me just flip to a random one. Thoughts come and go, rise and fall, transient, ephemeral, superficial, trapped in the net of duality, of opposites, chasing joy, running from tragedy. The wheel turns, ages come and go. Can one escape the circle and enter the center? So here is another one. What is beyond space and yet is all space? What is beyond time and yet is all time? What is limitless and yet finds itself in the limitless? The fool laughs at the paradox, but the sage knows that as Brahman. We are slaves to the material world. Passion, lust, greed, desire. Suffering follows he who seeks. Liberation comes to he who finds his essential being, beyond matter, which is pure spirit. A bustling city, a lonely forest, a snowy mountain, a sandy desert. No matter where the sage wanders, the self wanders with him. The self in this poem is capitalized. It's a capital S. Take time for solitude. People trouble the mind. Withdraw and find peace. Rest in the quiet of nature. No matter what happens, life or death, rain or sun, the tree accepts its fate. So that's just a sample of the poetry I have in my book. It's free, if you email me, I will give you a free copy of the book, but it's on Amazon. It's pretty cheap. So I hope you guys check it out. Have a good one, guys.